Hey guys, Nathan here from Founder Suite and Funding Stack. Today I want to talk about a data room. What is a data room? A data room is an online storage locker where you upload and store and share your confidential documents. Why would you do this? Well, let me answer that by sharing the story of when I was raising our first round of capital. I spent months hustling for intros, pitching over 200 investors, and I finally got a term sheet from a venture capital fund, FFVC out of New York. Big shout out to those guys. They sent me their term sheet on a Friday, and then on Monday, they sent me their due diligence list. Their list was everything from articles of incorporation to financials to marketing materials to intellectual property, personal references, customer references, forecasts, all kinds of stuff. And I spent the next 2 months or so getting through due diligence. I had to gather all these documents and get them all together in a nice, neat, and organized way. And it took forever. And frankly, the fundraising, I was so excited to get a term sheet, but then the due diligence process was going very slow because I really wasn't prepared. So instead of doing it like I did, which almost derailed the deal, it's much better to have a data room prepared in advance. That way, when you get a term sheet from an investor and they want to get into due diligence with you, you can simply give them access to your data room, which has all the information already populated. And two reasons why this is so powerful. One, that makes you look like an absolute pro. That makes you look like a rock star because 99% of founders don't do this. They're not prepared, right? So you're that 1% of founder that is extremely hyper prepared with your data room already populated. So that's super powerful. The other main reason to build a data room is that you can use it as a catalyst to really understand which investors you're talking to are serious and which ones are tire kickers, watching and waiting and seeing what's happening with your deal, which is very common, right? You talk to a lot of investors, a lot of them, they don't really tell you no, but they're not really telling you yes. You can use your data room as a catalyst to get those folks to make a decision. And what I mean there is after you've been in fundraising for a little bit, you can then invite them into a data room. And what I recommend doing here is, sending an email out to everyone who you have pitched, all the folks that you've had pitches with. Use the send email tool to send them a dedicated email. And that email is going to say something like this: Dear investor, it's been really great getting to know you over these past few weeks. We are opening up our data room. If you are pretty serious about this deal and considering putting down a term sheet, please let me know. We're going to open up the data room June 15th until July 7th. We're going to be opening up the data room for this time frame starting on this date. If you are serious about our deal and are considering putting down a term sheet, please let me know and I will give you access to our data room. So this acts as a forcing function to get investors to kind of come back to you and say, yes, I would like access to the data room, or they say, no, this really isn't a fit for us. But a forcing function is good, right? You actually want investors to kind of make that decision. Otherwise, they will just sit and watch and wait, which is kind of the default behavior of many investors. So a data room makes you look like a rock star, having it prepared. It'll make you due diligence go faster and smoother if you have a data room already prepared. And B, you can use the data room as a forcing function. So what does a data room actually look like? It really is not super complicated. We have a nice data room offering within Founder Suite that is built on a third-party app called OneHub, a very well-respected data room provider. And they are responsible for all the high-level SOC 2 security and a lot of other things to make this a really secure, robust data room. But this is what a typical data room would look like. So you see I have about 11 folders here: corporate documents, pitch materials, financials, marketing and sales materials, customer details and pipeline, technology architecture, product roadmap and demo, intellectual property, market research and competition, social media and press coverage, and team and advisors. And so what you do is you come in here, you set up your data room, upload your logo. You can change the name so it's, Acme Inc. data room. And then you build out your folder structure, and then you populate these folders with all the documents. Then you can go to investors, and continuing with that scenario I just said, email all 50 or 100 investors that you've pitched over the last 2 months or so, saying, we're going to be opening up our data room. If you're seriously interested in this deal, let me know. I'll give you access to our data room. And if you want to invite those investors into your entire data room, you can do that. You can also invite those investors into just specific folders. So if you only want to give them access to your pitch materials or only want to give them financials, you can invite them just into that folder. Or you can even drill down and just give them access to a specific file in that folder. So if I only want to send investors my SaaS metrics, I can invite them just to be able to view that document. And just to make that even more exciting, I can designate what they can do, whether they can view the documents, view plus print plus download. Those are pretty much the three options. You would not necessarily choose them to be a moderator or collaborator or creator. But if you only want to give them view only access, that's great. You can do that. And then a few other features here. You can watermark your documents. So it will list that investor's email across the PDF of the document. That will help prevent them from sharing it. Also, when they get the invite to access your data room, there will be a workspace agreement that has some confidentiality. They'll have to accept that agreement, and you'll have a daily analytics email reporting what they did. And of course, this should be pretty obvious, but the investors that are actively looking at your documents are the ones that are probably most interested in your deal, right? If they're really spending the time going through your data room, those are the ones that are probably going to give you a term sheet or invest in your company. So that's pretty much it. That's how to use the data room, use it as a catalyst, use it as a way to get through due diligence faster. It's just a nice, simple tool to really make the process a little more efficient. And I wish I did that when I was raising our seed round, because I wasted 2 months scrambling to get all these documents together. So don't do what I did. Do what I do now, which is build a data room in advance and have it ready to hit send as soon as you get that term sheet with these investors, or as a way to get investors to commit or get off the pot, right? Get it all together in advance so it really makes you look like a pro, and it'll make your life easier. If you have any questions, email us, info@foundersuite.com, and we'd love to see you on our platform, and we'd love to see you getting some good results using the data room. Thank you.